A real boss bitch like Flacco.
Alright, so I'm already mad at this video. She talking about Ken Exes. Well, I don't know if it's she, but somebody talking about Ken Exes be just friends. My answer to that is, it's like the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I can't really cuss like that. My answer would be H no. I can't really, no. Hold on. This video not getting monetized. Fuck no, they can't be fucking friends. The fuck you mean? Can we just be friends? Oh, we got X now. We could just be friends. Fuck you mean, bitch? Either you gonna fuck, or your ass gonna buck. Like, bro, like,
no way. Compare and contrast.
Yeah, let's go now. Fuck that shit. We asked Alyssa to go on a date with her exes and ask unusual, intimate questions to get deeper than ever. What do you mean, deeper than ever?
Hi, my name is Alyssa Lauren. I'm 25 years old and I'm a lifestyle content creator on TikTok.
What you really do, bitch? What you really do, bitch? Where you clocking at? I follow me, Cardi, bitch. Young lady. In February 2024, we asked Alyssa to be in an episode of Tea for Two with her ex and best friend. Her ex and best friend, Trey.
I had met Trey in the 4th grade. It's funny, I actually had a huge crush on him. I know he had changed his 4th grade class, so I didn't see him again for another 10 years.
If we were 9 years old in 4th grade, we reconnected when we were 19 or 18, 19. So almost a decade later at a mutual friend's birthday party, and we started dating not too long after that.
At the time, she was in a relationship with Adol, whatever.
I met Alyssa through one
So she got a type.
of my friends who I haven't seen since
Well, they don't look the same, but
high school.
she don't like black niggas.
I met with my friend, in LA. He happened to know Alyssa. He invited us over to his home, come, party, whatever. But that was the start, from a friend, met another friend, yeah.
Shortly before filming, Alyssa and Adol broke up.
How fresh the breakup is with the dog.
We're a month in. A month and a day. I've been tracking.
Ooh, so she still hurt.
I'm not quite sure. I have a lot of questions to ask them, and
How does Nectar be finding these motherfuckers?
I'm just very curious to hear their perspective on our relationship, especially in terms of how it ended. Yeah.
Let's get to it, bro. Tea for Two. To find out what happened and learn more about the impact on the we asked all three to participate in the date to hopefully bring closure. The first conversation will be with Trey. This should be interesting.
I'm a little nervous, but excited.
Shut up. Continue.
Hi, again.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
She going for a hug
Good,
already?
good.
Let's see if she hug Adol.
And drink?
Sure. I'll take the margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
made it
know.
myself.
We know you're gonna take margarita.
What was it like transitioning from your relationship with Alyssa romantically
Hold on. This is Tea for Two, not Liquor for Two.
to more platonic?
There was a lot of fear beforehand because we didn't know what it was going to be like. I was more afraid of being at risk of losing my best friend, just because there once was a romantic connection, and just because it's not there anymore doesn't mean there isn't a human connection.
Cheers.
It is. Don't do that.
Alrighty, let's do it.
Yeah.
We partner with unlikely collaborators to incorporate perception box questions, which helped our daters dig deep and uncover more meaningful connections.
Okay. What do you find beautiful that others don't?
Oh, you go first.
Wet sand.
Why?
Because it's the texture's different from dry sand, therefore because it is wet. and it's a lot more
So do you
malleable.
like the kinetic sand stuff? Like, have you had kinetic sand once?
Like on the commercials on TV?
Yes.
No, because my mom didn't want to pay for those things.
Okay.
So I just wet sand on my own and mush it together.
Nice. Nice. Bats? I think bats are sick. Black is my favorite color.
Bats,
so.
the animal bats?
Yeah.
Did you always like bats? Is it
Just recently.
Okay. Bats.
Bats.
Why don't you ask a question?
Okay. What emotion do you feel walking into your childhood home?
Oh, God.
Or like which one?
I know which one. I moved a lot. Whew. What emotion? I'd probably be afraid.
Afraid.
Probably be afraid.
Why?
It just, that's a scary place to be. It's a lot of animosity, chaotic sort of thing.
Well, which childhood home? Because I know you've had multiple.
Take your pick. It don't matter. Don't matter. What would yours be?
I want to say
So he a street nigga then.
happy because that's where me and my mom had lived prior to her passing away. But I'd feel a mix of happy and sad because at one point you had lived there with us too towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Right? You remember Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, so many things happened there.
Can you tell us about Virginia?
Yeah, I feel like you'd describe
Where they
it
live
a lot
together?
better.
Virginia isn't the state we lived in. It's the street.
It was the street,
It was the
yeah.
street we lived on. We just call it Virginia. It was a facility for the developmentally challenged. So our roommates were people with schizophrenia,
BPD.
BPD, Down syndrome, things like that, and they became
Family.
part of our family. We did a lot of growing in that house.
Yeah.
That is the one house I will look back on very fondly.
Me too.
Even though we didn't have the biggest room, it was jam-packed with people. When I moved into the house, I was living in my car.
Yeah.
And you thought it was a camping trip. You wanted to live in my car with me.
Yeah, I did.
And then
And we did at one point.
we
It
did
was
at one
actually
point. And,
really fun.
and the reason why I was in my car, it was because I didn't feel welcome in my own family's home. And so I thought that was the way to go. And then your mom found out I was living in my car.
He had a very terrible, like a troubling background, like a story, like childhood. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Golly.
And
How old is he? 25 again?
when she found out, she didn't hesitate to let me in the home. Yeah. And I can't repay you or your mom for something like that at all. That's the one thing that always sticks out is that when we started dating, I thought I was just gonna gain a girlfriend. Right? What I gained in actuality was another mom, another family, and a home. Mm-hmm. And that, to this day, means the world to me.
Look how she look how she look at that nigga, bro. She still want that shit.
Yeah. All right, let's ask another question.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, I picked the last one.
Oh, this one's different.
This one says
T for two.
T for two on it.
Let's see. What is your most terrible memory
Golly.
Of us?
in general?
In general?
The Sunday scaries.
The Sunday scaries. That's a good one. That's a great one. Thank you for remembering that. Having to go to church knowing that my mom and her husband at the time every Sunday would fight, being so accustomed to that as a kid to where when a Sunday fight didn't happen, the kids would kind of be like, oh,
This is new.
this isn't happening today. The fear of Saturday night heading into Sunday afternoon being like, what is it going to be today? Are we going to have to pick up glass today? Which is kind of a lot to handle at 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. But yeah, the Sunday scaries. Sunday scaries. Do you have a bad memory?
When my mom passed away,
Yeah.
I'd say you couldn't be there for the funeral because it was in the Philippines, remember?
Yeah.
I was with a doll, right, in the Philippines, and I kept telling him, I was like, should I look at the casket? Should I look at the casket? Everybody's been going every day for the wake. And he kept telling me, no, I don't think you should. And then the very last day, when they were finally gonna close the casket, everyone was saying their goodbyes. And then the second, everyone was out of the way, the second the guy put his hand on top of it, I ran. I don't think I've ever told you this, right? And I was just weeping. I don't think I've ever cried that hard before in my life. I was on the ground, and that was really tough. I just didn't want them to close it. Yeah, I would say that's my most terrible memory.
Yeah.
But, ooh.
Good.
All right, one more. You go for it.
What is something you regret that you failed to do or say in a past relationship?
You go first.
This
What is something
getting kind of sad. I'm
regret?
trying to get straight to the top. I thought we were gonna get to toxicity or some shit like that. Let's get to All right.
The one main thing I regret was not figuring it out sooner when you miscarried. That was bad. It was a bad day. At that time, we weren't planning for children or anything. But knowing that we lost one regardless, it stings. And you stayed on the couch the entire day.
And Baymax was
And our
there
dog was just there.
the whole time.
He didn't move, he didn't eat, but I remember vividly seeing you in that much pain. And knowing that
They've been through a lot of stuff to be
that's
so young,
probably
bro.
what
25,
it is.
bro.
We were probably miscarrying. Was tough. I think a lot of the time in the past, my goal with you was to figuratively bubble wrap the entire world. Make sure you don't bump into anything.
I mean, I feel like it worked too.
It worked.
'Cause remember, we'd always joke around and say we gave each other the childhood that we've never had in our relationship.
Yeah. During that time, I failed to see the present
I
moment.
wonder
for
why
what
they
it
not
was.
together then.
But it wasn't your responsibility at the end of the day.
It wasn't, sure.
I mean, obviously you know this already, but during the time of our breakup, I was battling a really bad substance abuse problem, and I wasn't present, nor did I want to be. I also think it was never your burden to bear or your responsibility. I hope that you can find a little peace after this conversation to know that I don't blame you for anything. You know, I was the one who decided to do the things that I did, and you know, I tried to get help multiple times and I felt like nothing was working, and it was me that got to that point. And obviously things are a lot better now, and I'm grateful for that. And I would say if I regret anything, it's that. It's not showing my love and appreciation for you more.
All right, so out of all this, they ended up on. Am I Mike with it? Oh, yeah. So they ended up on good. They ended up somehow on good terms, shit like that. What I want to get in, what I want to know about is this breakup with at all.
Incredibly seen. He's been taking a lot better care of himself and has
Why did you flick his
met a doll. That night, I felt extremely comfortable with him, and I essentially shared my whole life story in a matter of hours, and it made me feel incredibly seen. He's been taking a lot better care of himself and has all these opportunities, and it makes me really happy. But I would say it is a little sad that we can't necessarily experience those things with each other anymore. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Margarita for you and just tequila for
Yeah,
me?
tequila on the rocks.
Yes.
It's like the good old days again, huh?
Like the first day.
The first day. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
So perception box question number 1. What is your most So perception box question number 1. What is your most consistent and greatest fear?
Consistent and greatest fear.
Yeah.
I feel like we spoke about your biggest fear already happening, so you might have a newfound
You're right.
fear.
Maybe that's why I've been a little fearless lately. I think my consistent and greatest fear was my mom passing away. If I were to have gratitude for anything in
Do
this
both of them come
situation,
together?
it's that
Yeah, that's what I need to hear.
unfortunately my biggest fear already
That's what I really don't want to hear none of that. I just came for toxicity. I love that they shared their childhood and all this other stuff. They shared all this pain and all this stuff together. Got minute all this pain is healing and all this stuff. But I want toxicity. I want toxicity. I want toxicity. I want to see how it's gonna be when both of them together. Where are we going with this?
Hey,
Look how you looking like. So you really doing it. Like you really finna bring your ex nigga, right?
your friends.
Trade.
So
Alrighty.
Trade.
So
Alrighty.
how are we?
This is interesting. Can you hand it to me, please? Okay. Challenge card. Alyssa, please stay silent while Trey and Adele respond to the following. Compare and contrast your experience dating Alyssa. Who was she while you were dating her, and how do you think she has
Not
changed?
a bad question.
It's not a bad question for
Not
us.
a bad question.
Yeah, because you're not in the hot seat. Are there headphones?
Chronological order.
Do I have to listen to this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Not bad.
It's the same human, but two very different people that we experienced. It's the same stubbornness, but it was different. Kind of taking the candy away from the baby and they cry. Then you have to explain why you took the candy away, and you can't have candy at night. It's nighttime, we're going to bed. If I see red, everything's red. Everything at that point is collateral damage, and I don't care.
She does not care.
She does not exactly.
From what I just heard, a lot
I think
of
that's like
things
with
are
every female, though. Really,
similar.
most females.
Not a lot has changed, obviously. I relate a lot to the here's the candy, no more candy for you. Like, go to bed, you know, it's time for you to hit the hay. Basically, you just don't want to feel anything just because your feelings are so overwhelmed, which causes wanting candy because you just want to forget about all the pain. So that's where the analogy, you and I really clearly get it, but someone else, I got this candy, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I think that the
I don't get
core of her is the
To be
same.
honest.
Yeah.
But the problems are the way she's very implosive to where, like you said, she doesn't want to deal with the problem at hand, so she's going to try to stimulate elsewhere. Back then, in comparison to when you came along, back then there was an explosiveness and implosiveness about her to where it's sporadic and it's sudden and you got to kind of catch her before she falls.
Yeah.
But it was contained. As opposed to later on, especially with the the issue she was dealing with, especially before you came around and once you were there, I'd say your job was more intense than mine was, right? Because I caught her in a downwards spring to where it was starting to settle. You caught her at the prime of her upward swing where it's starting to get hectic again.
Yeah.
But the reason why I always commended you for that is because you didn't budge. Regardless of your capacity, whatever the case may be, you stood your ground. putting the pride aside sort of thing for the betterment of somebody else, that's a tougher job than I had to bear. For
And
sure.
I think to this question is a great question, but also as a learning point
When did they get to fighting, bro? Let's
for
let's
people in
duke it out.
general.
Something like, you know?
And that's what I've said this whole time. It's you're in that corner. Like you've
Yeah.
been a friend and nothing more than that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Never been weird, never been sus, never you know, even when the times that we were all three in the apartment, like if she was, you know, unwell, whatever, you would give her privacy and stuff like that. You know, you were very respectful throughout the whole time. I think you should probably share the story. You hit me up. You were super excited.
Yeah.
So was I about the
Yeah.
barbershop. The guy came in. It was perfect
Yeah,
timing.
yeah. And
Like,
I remember, so I was cutting hair, and then this random guy just kind of sat down, and I asked him, I just try to make small talks just to pass time. I said, "What do you do?" And he says, "Well, I work for this clinic that helps with people who are going through issues, substance issues, domestic violence issues, all these things that coincided with things that we needed." And it was literally out of nowhere.
yeah.
And I explained very vaguely, so I didn't give too much away to this person, of our situation with her. I'm like, we have a friend, she's going through this, what could we do? She has no insurance right now. And immediately when I found that news, I got home, I called you. You were the first person I called. And I sounded happy, and you sounded pretty happy about that too. And it was sort of that feeling of, even though we are two very different people, we had the same intention in mind for somebody we cared about.
Yeah.
After that experience,
I think I clicked on the wrong video. I think I was trying to go to like the toxic video, but I think I clicked on the wrong one. And don't get me wrong, I love the little get-togethers, the love story, all this shit. I ain't hating on them. I ain't bashing on nothing. I think I just clicked on the wrong video. Like I mean, like I just want some toxicity. I'm trying to, you know.
did you see a romantic future with either?
That's what I was trying to figure out though.
I mean, I think I was already pretty set on my decision prior to coming into the episode.
But I'm trying to figure out, why did they break up? That's what I wanted to know. Like, why did both of them? Why did she break up with both of them? Why did both the couples break up? Like, you know.
Then I don't think much has changed. They were both a beautiful chapter of my life that ended, and if anything did change, it's my appreciation for them. I had thought that I had gotten closure with them already, but this is very transformative for us and all of our relationships moving forward as friends. I've been a lot
They
happier,
get a little too drunk,
and
ain't it?
it's not to say it's because I broke up with a doll, but I think I've been being really introspective and spending a lot of time with myself, and I think this is the happiest and healthiest I've been since I was like 17 years old.
Let me see about the letter.
Normally, this is where we would tell you if you see a future with them, you walk back in, and if not, rewrite a letter. We understand you wrote a letter. Would you mind sharing it with us?
Yeah, sure. This is a letter to my future daughter.
But she got a kid on the way? No.
As I'm crying, preparing to break up with the man who I thought would be your future father,
Will you go to Dreamville Fest with me?
Go to where?
Dreamville Fest.
When is it?
April 5th and 6th.
I would have to see. Cause I'm going to Nashville in July.
In July. For
Yeah.
what?
Just to go.
Okay, bye.
Oh my gosh, bro. All right, bro.
My thoughts surprisingly drift to you. I dream of the stories I'll tell you about me, your mom, in her 20s. I'll tell you about today, the day I lay here, tears staining my pillow, as I pondered over what to say to the man that saved your mom's life. He took care of her when she had no one. He protected her from the poison that was killing her and helped her get her life back again. As I readied myself to see him, to give our love one last chance, it was you who flashed through my mind. I thought of the way that I wanted you to see me. I realized the most important legacy I can leave for you was not a tale of being rescued, but one of self-rescue. I hope you learn to see yourself not through the eyes of those you meet in your journey, but through your own, recognizing the beauty and strength
I ain't
you
gonna lie, the person that did edit this shit, they did a good ass job. I ain't gonna lie.
possess. And as you write these pages, know my love, my lessons, and my stories are a part of you, guiding you gently. But in the end, it's your pen, your words, your stories.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, she need to make her own story into a movie. I ain't gonna lie, cause she got a crazy ass story. I ain't gonna lie to you. With that being said, I know some people might be talking shit about me in the comments or talking shit, or just might think I ain't shit because I want a toxicity. I ain't get that, but I didn't hate on them for not being toxic. I'm actually happy for them, proud of them. So I have to find another toxic video somewhere. Just because I didn't get it from here doesn't mean I'm mad at them. You know what I mean, I'm happy that she's in a good place. Oh, she's in a better place now. Better place in her head now than what she was before. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and been a good time. It's been a time, been a good time, been a bad time.